Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game bastard, Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
Austin.
Today, we are continuing our playthrough of Achtung, Cthulhu's Shadows of Atlantis campaign. We're in the Rome part of that adventure, and this is near the end of that arc, so if you are just listening to Bastard Quest for the first time, go back a couple episodes at least. Anyway, Todd, who are you playing in this?
I am Sven. He is a rune weaver.
Corey?
I am Sarah and Operle. Friends, lovers.
Whoa. Operle's a dog.
Hold on. We haven't revealed that yet.
Spoiler.
Austin?
And I'm Pierre Walsh, Canadian.
Yeah, that's all that need be said. So our adventure opens. It's a helicopter shot of the Via di Castello, this Italian villa owned by Lou Costello, rented out to Majestic, the secret division of the FBI. It's night, but the villa is lit up. The shot comes in over this grand balcony with this lavish garden into this large dining room where there's a grand piano, a lavishly set out table, silver platters, clear wine glasses, servants in white coats, people dressed for a ball, and there's beautiful piano music being played by Pasquino, a.k.a. Patrick Ball. He's in a tuxedo, playing the piano. And let me tell you how I escaped from a lair of the Serpent Men. A few women giggle at this. He finishes a rendition. He leans forward. Could I have a bit of wine? This next part is going to be very scary, ladies. And they all laugh. And then we cut to what's really happening, which is Pasquino is slamming his head into the piano keyboard, basically tied up, and while our heroes try to wrestle him away from it. But in his mind, it's really different. And all you guys hear is, serpent people! Serpent people get their heads cut off!
Sven is taking notes, and this will lead to the creation of black metal.
Yeah.
Yes. Senior Agent Bussy is there, and Carissa Habmeyer, and everyone is wrestling him back. Don't let him get his hands under the keys again. Finally, you guys restrain Pasquino, get him to a chair. His nose is bleeding. He took the psychic shock, not great, at the end of last adventure when there was some feedback from Sven's spell. But Habmeyer jams a needle in Pasquino's back and sedates him. You guys get him in a chair. Senior Agent Bussy looks at all you. What the hell's going on?
Sven performs a mime routine telling the entire story of what happened at the camp.
Pierre stands off to the side, actually narrating.
Yeah, you guys have just returned from Rome, where you, of course, rescued Pasquino and Lucrezia, a.k.a. Amanda Powell, from an Italian fascist prison camp. And I assume you guys tell Senior Agent Bussy everything that you know?
Yeah, well, it was a Nazi collab.
Yeah,
it wasn't just fascists.
In collaboration with Black Sun,
right.
Specifically.
Yeah, it's good to partner.
Secret Nazi cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You accomplish more together, Kyle.
You can't spell fascism without friends.
Yeah.
Wait.
You can't spell partnership without axis.
Yeah. So Senior Agent Bussy takes all this in, and then Dr. Kevin Patton is, the entire time, he was just going through notebooks and noting down things that Pasquino would scream out. And he says, I think I have some, I don't know. And he keeps referring back to his books. Okay, I think the Nazis are looking for the Clypeus.
Yeah, I heard somebody say something about that. Sven, did you... somebody help Sven out of his invisible box.
So, but before Atlantis fell, according to, some legends I've recovered, there was a group that left, and they left with some artifact. I don't know all the details. But after they left, they broke the artifact up into pieces and spread it around the globe, because that's what you do to create an adventure 2,000 years later. But one of these pieces was supposedly hidden under Rome, and it's attributed all of Rome's greatness to it. They put it in hiding in the latter part of the empire, and then they fell. And I'm not saying those are related, but anyway, supposedly the Clypeus is hid somewhere beneath Rome in the catacombs, according to the Blackstone anyway, and Dr. Hamlin's notes, which are somewhat crazy.
I've met a lot of fellows that looked for my Clypeus. I couldn't find it, though.
Kevin Patton blushes like the super like nerd blush, right? And Senior Agent says, "Well, you guys need to find whatever it is before the Nazis."
So we're looking for a calliope like they play at the circuses?
It'd be a great soundtrack for your mimery.
Patton just says, no. I think it should be about the size of like a shield or something, maybe. It'd be pretty easy to hide in the catacombs, but given the cult that probably hit it, it's probably not just laying in a floor somewhere. There's probably some sort of wards or protection around it.
Yeah, I think we ran into some of that.
Oh, the serpent people. Yes, there's lots of those on Hamlin's notes.
Yeah, that would have been a great heads up.
Well, I mean, I hadn't read that far when you guys left, but no, they want the Clypeus for themselves. They're not protecting it. I don't think so. They are ancient enemies of Atlantis.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So where do they come from?
I don't know.
Serpentin.
Why don't you go keep reading there?
Okay. And he just starts piling his books back up and leaving.
Excuse me, Mr. Kevins. Might I take a look at some of your books? I'm very well versed in occult history.
Sure. He puts them back on the table, opens them up, hands you his own notes on it.
So I'm going to do a academia check.
Sure.
To see if I can gather any kind of clue as to where the, was it the Calliope?
Clypeus.
The Calliope might be.
Colostomy.
Because that's actually Sven's highest rank.
Okay.
You would think it would be killing, but no. He's actually very well versed in occult history.
I can actually assist with that. I have 3 in academia as well, with a focus in occultism.
I can't. Nor can Operle.
Really? The dog is not widely read?
He knows dog history.
Sure. Yeah. The first bark was long ago. Thus ends dog history.
Okay, so I am using my academia, which is a 5, and I have a focus in occultism. Combined with my insight, so that's going to be a 15. And since I have a focus, does that give me an extra die, or is that...
No, it increases your crit range.
My crit range,
So anything
right.
5 and under is a crit.
Gotcha.
And you're specifically trying to determine, just gather more information about this thing?
Yeah, like, see if there's anything in there that would point to where we can find it.
Okay, so this is going to be a graduated test. There's no set difficulty. The number of successes you get more information.
Okay.
Basically, for each success, you can ask me a specific question, and I'll give you an answer.
Okay.
All right, cool. And Austin is assisting?
Yep.
So Austin will roll first.
My target number is a 14 between insight and academia. And I rolled a 6.
So you get 1 success for free if you roll any.
Okay. It's a 7 and a 15, so 2 successes.
So you can ask 3 questions about the Clypeus, or going through the readings, what Hamlin calls the Greater Palladion of Atlantis.
How do we win this game?
Roll well.
So, what would you like to ask?
Well, I'm kind of curious, first of all, about that word the GM just said, the greater palladium.
Palladion. The Greater Palladion of Atlantis is what Hamlin refers to as the artifact that was brought out of Atlantis and broken into pieces.
Yeah, it's the Horcrux of... Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the MacGuffin.
All right, first question. How many questions do we get again?
3. Second
All
question.
right, down to 2.
Maybe something like, is there anything in the hieroglyphics on the black stone or within the notes that suggests any specific rituals that would have taken place when they buried it? Signs that we should look for when digging?
It does detail that a cult of priests did ward it. So you're not finding any specific rituals, but you do find the Meta Romuli is mentioned multiple times, which that is the Pyramid of Romulus. That is a site in Rome. So the foundations Hadrian's mausoleum was built on the foundations of the Meta Romuli, which is likely why the dig site was nearby, but it seems like you could get much closer access to wherever the Clypeus is hidden through the mausoleum itself.
Ah, okay. So what about what it looks like? Is there any specific indication of how we'll know it when we see it, I guess?
Yeah, is it coffee table sized? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Hamlin's notes and references on the Blackstone indicate that the Clypeus is a crystal which is vaguely shaped like a shield, or at least that's the description.
This is very Last Crusade, by the way.
Yeah.
Totally ripped that off.
Okay, final questions. What is the best way to deal with these serpent peoples?
The only thing you find in reference to Hamlin's notes is serpent men, dangerous, bring guns.
I think we should collab with them.
Now, I will point out, this would occur to your characters, because they're smart. This is all in Hamlin's notes. And you saw Hamlin with the Nazis at the dig site, which is probably not the place they should be looking for the Clepeius. The Italian government is on their side. They could just tear apart Hadrian's mausoleum.
Are they digging in the wrong place?
Yes, and Hamlin could have told them that.
Yes. So Hamlin,
But he
maybe not a
You don't know.
collaborator. Maybe he sent them there purposefully to
He's one
throw
of the-
them off the trail.
He's one of the good zombies.
So Pierre makes a note in his notebook, Hamlin -friend question mark.
You know, maybe the resurrection messed up some of his brain. Maybe he doesn't remember. You don't know. But you're going off what Hamlin wrote. Like he wrote the map. So it seems like if he was either fully functional or fully on their side, he would say, "Hey, idiots." Maybe not that way because they're Germans. They're very touchy about that sort of thing.
Sure.
Okay, so we're headed to Adrian's mausoleum.
Okay, so if you guys rest, all your stress will go away. Todd's injury will not. That will need to be treated with insight plus medicine, difficulty 2.
Oh, okay, I have that.
Okay. Well, how are you going to help him get rid of his mental injury? Because what is your mental injury?
The Eldritch Backlash.
Well, he's an investigator. Let's say Pierre is a certified counselor back in Canada.
Sure.
Can Operle help by spooning with him?
Yeah.
I mean, that gets rid of stress.
It does.
A good dog hug.
Emotional support dog.
Yeah, okay.
We'll let Operle make his helping roll first.
Okay.
So what's Operle need to roll here?
Just roll under your insight. I don't think you have any skills that will apply.
I mean, smell.
You could use observation plus insight.
Oh, okay. Operle has observation with a focus of smell and taste.
You know, Operle would think that guy needs to pet me.
Operle looks to Sven and
Let me taste you. I taste your pain. I will help.
Comforting and yet terrifying.
dogs can taste pain.
Yeah.
Science.
Licks his face.
Yeah. So my target number is 13 here.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Awesome.
So you get one success, Austin. All you got to do is not fuck this up.
Okay. Target number is a 13. Rolled a 5 and a 2. And my medicine is a 2. 4 successes.
Well, you only need 2. So, Todd, that injury goes away.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Pierre. I feel so much better. Of course, I have still glimpsed that which man should not know, and I have seen the eternal hellscape where we will all spend our eternity after we die, but I feel much better now, thank you.
I also helped.
Thank you, Operle.
Yes.
Good boy.
I am good.
Pierre, Operle, and Sven emerge from a library where they've been sitting and talking for an hour. Sven looks relatively happy-go-lucky. Operle kind of trots off to go be with Sarah again. Pierre looks rough after listening to Sven talk for an hour.
Oh, no.
Pierre has a mental injury.
So in closing, Mr. Pierre, enjoy your time here on this planet because there's nothing good that comes afterwards.
I have also seen the future. I will be reincarnated as a sassy personal trainer.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go find some of this Italian vino.
And Pasquino just looks up. Taster's choice is poison.
I will not be helping that man.
All right, so you guys sleep through the rest of the night. Early into the morning, get up, start assembling your war gear and your disguises to presumably penetrate Hadrian's mausoleum, the depths of it through the Meta Romuli.
What should our disguises be for this?
Mausoleum janitors.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Just coveralls that say Department of Mausoleums.
Mausoleum corporal?
Parentheses in Italian.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we are staying at Lou Costello's house, so I mean that's a very Costello thing to do.
That's true. There's probably just a closet full of wacky costumes.
And Pierre's carrying a lunchbox with his Tommy gun in it.
It's a hell of a lunchbox.
Well,
It's a big one.
it can carry black stones as well. It's that big.
It's roughly coffee table size.
Yes.
So, more seriously, are you guys taking any special equipment from Habmeyer's arsenal?
Yeah, if there's any kind of like equipment that helps you get into mausoleums and find shield-shaped crystals
Yeah.
and kill lizard men.
There's a mausoleum breaking and entering device. It just says crowbar.
I see.
Well,
I
I've
say,
got,
does the Rome Depot have anything that would?
well, I do have burglar's tools. Hey, Kyle, we've got physical equipment. Are there any things like,
Metaphysical equipment?
yeah, like wards and any magical type stuff that would help us
Amulets.
at all? Yeah.
In the game Achtung, Cthulhu, yeah, there's stuff like that. Unfortunately for you guys, Majestic has not developed that infrastructure yet
Yeah.
because they just haven't. They're still new at this. Section D would have nonsense.
I'm
Like
immediately going to sell this crystal shield on the black market and get us a bigger budget.
Well, Sven does have his ritual tools for casting spells.
Oh yeah, because you have some healing spells and stuff too, right?
Yeah, the healing spell's not great. It only heals stress, and if I cast a flawed version of it, it not only heals us, but all the enemies we cause stress. So they get better as well. So
Oh.
That's fun.
we'll see what happens.
So probably currently in Majestic, Sven is likely the most magical person in Majestic in the entire division.
That's a scary thought.
Well, I mean, they don't regularly employ wizards.
Yeah.
It's the FBI.
All right, so off we go.
Oh, Habmeyer does come out smoking a cigarette, walks up to Sarah. I got something for your dog.
We accept?
It's metal mouthpiece.
Oh, hells yes.
It gives Operle extra 2 dice of damage on a bite.
Oh, hell yes.
You've got
2 dice?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, like the
Jesus.
D6s, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I fucking accept.
That is metal as fuck.
Operle is the fucking
It really
coolest.
Well, I mean, he can't carry a Tommy gun. He's got to have something.
Did anyone else dream of the eldritch horrors that await us in the afterlife, or was that just me?
Yes,
well, I did after we talked.
that was why I appeared to be running in my sleep.
So it's just you guys. You're not taking anybody else, right? You guys and Operle.
No, we're going to take the screaming, raving lunatic guy. Yeah.
I didn't want to judge you.
Could help.
Okay, so the 3 of you take the car, drive into Rome. What are you disguised as? I know we were joking earlier, but
I thought we were serious.
So it's a mausoleum.
It
so
is.
there's dead people inside. Is
Well-
it just one dead person?
well, so it
housed
was
there?
Adrian's mausoleum. Then it became the Castel de San Angelo. So the Castel San Angelo would have been opened as it was closed as a fortress in 1901, I think, according to the internet, and so it would have been a museum after that,
Okay, so yeah, like being dressed as caretakers or something like that would make sense.
or just normal people going to the museum.
with a dog with a giant metal mouth.
Service
well, if
dog.
we at least look like we're supposed to be there digging through a public tourist attraction, it may
Yeah.
raise a few less eyebrows.
If you guys want to try to masquerade as service personnel or something like that, you can do so.
Okay.
Well, like I said, if we're dressed as if we're there in some sort of official capacity, it's going to be less suspicious if we start poking around and going places where like tourists can't go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could just kill anybody that gets in our way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
In Rome, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Either one's fine with me. Just I like to kill.
Yeah.
You guys drive into Rome, park a discreet distance from the Castel San Angelo, walk to it. There's the museum is open for the day. It's early morning. You can still see the construction on the street that will eventually lead to the Vatican nearby. You're not in position to see the essentially concentration camp dig site. There's a line of people going in, not like a huge line, but there are people going in. You can see the main entrance, and there's some uniformed gendarmes and museum staff. There are also service entrances, though you might be questioned if you just walked in. But you guys are wearing work coveralls, carrying presumably tool bags, quote unquote.
Sure.
And Sarah's wearing a propeller hat just for fun.
You find a service entrance on a back alley There's a small gate, and he'd be the equivalent of a security guard, right? Though he's not wearing a uniform as such. It's just an Italian guy sitting on a barrel out in front of it, smoking cigarettes, and he kind of looks at you guys, and he works for the museum, says something to you in Italian.
Do you speak any English there?
I'm going to roll a d6. Hi, he does. Roll a 3. No.
We're here to fix it.
And he says, Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Operle does.
None of you speak Italian, I assume.
No.
Sven asked if he speaks Norwegian.
I'm not even going to roll. Nobody speaks Norwegian. Not even people in Norway.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Operle can... I mean, the choices here are Operle can psychically talk to him, which is not very subtle. Or we just, like, walk in like we own the place. We try that, and then if he gives us any guff, we'll murder him.
Sure.
I was thinking, like, Sven could put him in a sleeper hold or something.
Well, and Pierre has his trank gun, too.
Yeah.
I do.
It's getting a lot of work these days.
Yeah.
I'll keep that as the backup option.
Yeah, I mean, any of those are potential options. Which one are you going to guys try first?
Well, first, Pierre's going to reach into his bag, and he pulls out a wrench and just kind of waves it at the guard, like, and points down there. It's like, they asked us to fix the cisterns down in the basement.
He just looks very confused, and it says more things in Italian that your characters don't understand, but I'll tell you guys, it's basically asking things like, why don't you speak Italian? We're in Rome. Who are you?
The toilets are English. I brought us in to fix... Shit, I don't know.
Sven says, this is taking too long, and he just grabs the guy and puts him in a sleeper hold.
Oh, okay.
Okay, roll your fighting.
I'm going to say this is also brawn.
Sure, he's going to resist. Fortunately for you, he does not really have much fighting, and he's just a normal person.
So my target number is 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Nice.
I rolled a 1 as well.
Oh.
So, ties go to the player. What's it look like when Sven leaps on him?
Sven holds his arms out like he's going to give the guy a hug, which confuses him just enough that he can whip around behind him and grab him in the sleeper hold, and he just takes him straight to the ground. Sleep well.
He's going, spaghetti. Still trying to smoke his cigarette.
I didn't even think about that. We could have just started throwing out Italian words we did know, like spaghetti.
Or he's a smoker. We could have just waited for him to pass naturally from smoking.
Yeah, he goes unconscious. Now you have an unconscious Italian man
We put him in a ditch.
in an alley in Rome.
Yeah.
Let's take him with us because we may need another disguise at some point.
We're gonna carry this Italian guy through the catacombs. What do
You might get
just take him down to the next level down and hide him in an alcove somewhere.
Let's just hide him in a closet.
So you guys go into this small courtyard where he was sitting outside of. There's some work tools. Apparently there are some renovations. It's a museum. There's always renovations going on somewhere. And you every once in a while you can see workers moving around inside. Nobody's paying you that much attention, though. You figure if you walk out carrying an unconscious man, they might.
Well, yeah, let's put him in a closet.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are still outside. If you go in, I mean, there's people immediately inside.
Just put him in the damn ditch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you drop him in a ditch and walk in. You go into a work area. There's people applying plaster to part of the walls. It's like you go past that. What are you guys looking for? I guess a way downstairs, essentially.
Yeah.
You can't ask around because none of you speak the language. By the way, when you advance your characters, you guys might want to take some other languages.
Perhaps.
Just FYI.
You're the worst investigator. We should not be globe hopping at all.
Well, all the languages we do speak have been super helpful up to this fucking point.
Sure. What skill are you guys using to try to find a way down into the catacombs?
Can Operle smell his way? Like, basically, he smelled lizard people and
He did.
stuff like that. Can he start sniffing?
What a great idea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, he can. Okay, so you're using observation and...
Insight?
Yeah, I guess insight.
Okay.
Can Pierre assist?
You're going to have to come up with a really good way that you're helping a dog smell stuff.
Yeah, Canadians are known for their olfactory senses.
Well, my thinking is that he's not helping him sniff around, But Pierre
Let me
is
hold your nose.
He's squeezing his glands as it happens.
This is like, can I help Prince play guitar?
Comb his hair while he does it.
But Pierre is actually looking around the actual features of the mausoleum itself to find what would be the most likely rooms to dig in, so that Operle's not having to sniff around this entire, historic site.
Well, he's a
He's
dog.
got a narrowed down kind of field with which to look.
Well, if you knew anything about the Castel San Angelo, I would let you. But since you've been here for the first time, I'm going to say no. It's going to be just the dog alone.
Okay.
But that was a good effort.
Okay.
A for effort.
What's the difficulty number here?
I'm going to say 3.
Okay.
Because the serpent people have never been up to this area.
Right.
But some of the scent would
Yeah, I mean,
come up from the depths.
They don't smell great.
No, it's awful.
No showers down there.
It's like a wet raccoon put into a dryer. And he's alive.
Right. Operle
So
smelled
ready
that.
with
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Metaphor.
Well-
Corey, we have 5 momentum.
Well, here's the thing, Austin. You son of a bitch. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. Operle has a special ability called Keen Senses. Reduce the difficulty of skill tests to detect smells by 2.
Good God.
He is the best goddamn boy.
Fucking A.
So I
Good
guess
boy.
it's difficulty 1.
Yeah. So insight and observation. He does have a focus of smell and taste and observation. That's a 3. So target number's 14 here.
Okay.
Him's getting a bone.
Operle needs no help from you.
Once again, Operle is the best character.
I'm only playing him from now on. You get ready for Operle in Star Trek. Whew, got a 13 and an 18, so 1 success.
Nice.
Wow.
So it takes longer than everybody thinks it's going to, and you wander around the museum for a little while. You get some strange looks,
I
and
just tell everybody he's looking for a place to shit.
and a few questions in Italian, but it's Italy. Nobody takes anything that seriously. And eventually you find a stairwell that leads down into the lower levels through storerooms. You find a second staircase down there, much older one, definitely medieval, that leads down into a dungeon, basically. And beyond an old wooden door, you enter the catacombs proper. And I'm going to say Operle. Well, now the problem with once you get down into where the serpent men roam, there's no discernible trail.
Right. Everything
there.
smells like serpent. Man.
Yeah. It's like your clothes after the raccoon.
Yes. It's like being at a Fish concert and trying to find the person that has BO.
I was going to say weed, but sure. So you guys are in the catacombs, essentially wandering around. You don't have a precise idea of where it is. You consider yourselves to be in the Meta Romuli now, or at least the foundations of it.
Are these like already kind of carved out pathways?
Yeah, the
that just
catacombs
kinda
of Rome are
snake all the way around, and
Yeah, the catacombs of Rome are massive in real life.
Okay.
It's where, it's of course the ancient foundations of the city, and early Christians were buried in the catacombs for countless centuries. Yeah, they are a massive network beneath the city.
Okay, so then, just by point of logic, it could be reasoned that if the catacombs themselves are relatively common, maybe maybe they're even too highly trafficked to be a likely spot for it. So is there like a way to get deeper, or is there like a next level down?
There certainly is. The problem is you don't know where that is.
Okay, so then, guys, it looks like maybe we're looking for some kind of passage or something like that. I don't think anything's going to be hidden up here in something as common as the catacombs. So I think we got to be looking for the next way down.
Okay, thank you.
Could Sven use his knowledge of history to...
I think a knowledge of history would let you know more about the catacombs. I don't know that it would allow you to navigate them in that way, unless you had like a specific knowledge of Roman catacombs for some reason.
Gotcha.
Could we maybe use both of our academic knowledge of occultism again to look for maybe markings for where the passage might be?
Sure. Yeah, that would work.
Okay.
Yeah, because I would imagine that these people who hid this thing were very hieroglyphic happy, if you know what I mean. They're putting symbols on every fucking thing.
Yeah, they would have put, runes and symbols to guide.
Ooh, Sven is
Future.
a rune weaver,
Oh, hello.
which also makes me a rune reader.
Hey.
I didn't literally mean Norse runes, but okay. Yeah, they would have used symbology to guide future members
Okay.
to where
Okay.
they wanted to be.
Well, let's,
So,
let's do a little rune hunting.
Yeah. So I'll assist Sven again if you want to look, Todd.
All right, you go first.
Yeah. My insight and academia is a 14.
so I'm going to say to find the ancient symbols that the ancient priests of the cult left when they hid the Clypeus is going to be difficulty 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
And, well, to find them and follow them.
Target number 14, and I'm just rolling 1 die. All right, that's a 9, so that's 1 success.
I mean, can Sarah help as well since we're just looking for things on the wall? And she's seen the runes. She kind of knows what they look like. I mean, just because she doesn't know all that book learning doesn't mean she's
Yeah.
a complete idiot.
Yeah, she could help with observation since you're literally just looking around.
Okay.
In this case, Operle could not
Yeah.
because he's a dog. He can't read.
Yeah, every letter looks the same
It's
to him.
all the same.
Observation and what?
Reason.
Sarah's not much of a reasoner.
I mean, I think we all knew that.
Okay, so Sarah's target number is going to be an 8 here.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Oh, right on the edge. All right, Todd. You get 1 success from Austin, so if you get at least 1, you get to count his. But you need 4 in total.
Sven is going to use 1 momentum to add an extra d20.
So you got 3 dice. Would you like another d20, and I'll put some threat on the board?
How much threat?
2.
What are you down to, Kyle?
4. I have 4 threat. Practically nothing.
Hell yeah, I say go for it.
Practically empty.
Yeah, might
Let's
as
do
well.
it. All right, here we go. Rolling 4d20. Target number 15. I rolled a 15, a 17, an 18, and a 20.
Jeez.
I would say spend a fortune to re-roll all of those.
So
Yeah.
that's 4 complications.
Yeah. Reroll that shit. Use that fortune.
Yeah, you can use a fortune and re-roll everything.
I'm going to do that.
Or re-roll any amount of dice that you want. I would leave the 20 because it's fun.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm going to use that. I think this is the first time I've used a fortune, so...
I would note that the only success came up on the Norse Foundry dice.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
So-
Very true.
I got a 2, which...
It's 2 successes.
Yes, that's 2 successes. There's an 8
So you're at
5 total.
5 total.
and a 20.
I think it's great. So the complication, Sven and Pierre put their heads together, and with some of Professor Hamlin's notes that they brought from the villa, over the next 5 or 6 hours, you guys navigate the catacombs, find an ancient, essentially hole that you have to climb down to an even lower level, and this level is definitely Serpent Man territory because there is animal carcasses, ancient serpent men skeletons, but you again find more symbols here and navigate it to not a cave. This is definitely a man-made chamber of fairly large proportions. It's a T intersection, but at the center top of the T, there is an inset archway, and in that archway, in the center of the archway, is this large human stylized head carved out of the bedrock. From the ancient Atlantean symbols decorating this stone surface, this is clearly what you're looking for, which is probably why there's a group of serpent men around it trying to find a way in.
How many are we talking here, Cole?
There are 6 of them.
Okay. Let's kill them.
And you see they're hissing each other sibilantly, and one of them, this serpent man, the first one you've seen with 2 hands.
Oh. Does anyone speak serpent? Or parcel tongue?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We really got to add that to languages when we get more XP. Serpent person.
You see this serpent man put his left hand in the head, and they all wait a moment, and there's this grinding sound, and the eyes illuminate, and they are hissing somewhat jubilantly. Then the mouth closes and bites the dude's hand off.
You think they would have learned by now? Come on.
And they all hiss, and that serpent man is like holding his hand and, looks to be in great pain.
Okay.
This has to give us an advantage.
Well, the fact that they all only have one hand is a significant advantage.
Yeah.
But you guys, they have not noticed you.
Okay, let's sneak attack. Let's go, boys.
I start to say, you want to use one of those nades?
Yes.
Okay, we're in combat. You get surprise. Of course, initiative in this game is PCs generally go first, and the bad guys. But the bad guys don't know you're there, so you guys are going to get to all go before the first round in which they get to do anything.
Sven is going to cast a spell before we start the fighting.
Okay.
He is going to use the Wisdom of Frigg.
Now, spellcasting is not a covert activity. You have to enunciate words and make gestures. They will hear you.
Oh, shit. Is it worth it to use that on the serpent people then?
What does it do?
It allows me to create a truth. So I could create a truth like I'm the best at serpent killing or something, you know?
Gotcha.
And we can spend momentum so that any attack automatically becomes vicious or intense.
I think we could probably forego that. These are lizard men. I don't think they're anything other than just regular dudes. They're just scaly, you know?
Perhaps save this in case we meet some Cthulian nightmare or something.
Or the lizard queen.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
She's massive.
That's a really good point.
Well, let's just start killing.
You mean Donna?
So Sarah's going to throw her explosive bolos.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Yeah. And at the same time, Operle's going to start sneaking towards him
Okay.
on his tiptoes.
Sven is going to draw his bow and arrow.
Okay. And I assume Pierre is just shooting them with a Thompson.
Yeah.
Okay, Corey, let's go with explosive bola first.
Yep.
I think you got these in session 1 of the
Yeah.
Shadows of Atlantis.
Yeah, from Cato.
Yeah.
So what skills am I rolling here?
So throwing something is coordination and athletics, I believe.
Okay. Coordination 10, athletics is a 3.
Okay, that's just difficulty 1.
Okay. It's a 9 and a 4, so 2.
Before she threw them, did Sarah activate the explosive part?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, so roll damage.
Okay.
Corey, do you want to take the momentum for that extra success or use it for extra damage?
I mean, they're all in a group, so a blast, does the bolo have blast on it?
Its qualities are snare and vicious.
Okay, it doesn't have blast, so it's not like a grenade.
Okay, what's vicious do?
Basically, vicious is extra damage. Every effect just gives you another +1 to damage.
Okay. So this is 6d6.
And do you want to spend that extra momentum on damage or drop it in the pool?
We'll drop in the pool. So that's a total of 3 damage and 1 effect, which would be vicious. So that's an extra +1.
Yeah, 4
Okay.
damage.
So 4.
So, of course, the bola is designed to incapacitate and restrain unless the explosive part is activated. Now, was Sarah aiming for the legs, arms, head?
Mouth.
So the bola wrap around this serpent person, and there's the click-clack as they come together and explode. Explosion echoes through the room. The serpent person screams. One of his arms is blown off. He's stumbling around, still up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not happy about being here.
Sure.
Which of you is going next? Or it could be Operle as well.
Pierre is going to fire a volley in a wide arc and try to mow down as many lizard people as he can with his Thompson.
So, are you launching a salvo?
Yes.
And what does that do with the Thompson?
Yeah, it basically activates the area effect.
With that, you get one additional target within close range of your initial target for every effect you roll.
Okay.
Secondary targets suffer attacker's full effect, so you could stack some damage.
Yeah. All right. So what's the base difficulty here?
I mean, they're at close range, so it's just one. Which one are you targeting? Basically, there's the one that Corey has wounded and 5 others.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to shock and awe him. So I'm going to continue to focus on the one that Corey injured and then move from him across the line.
Okay, difficulty 1.
Okay. This is going to be coordination and fighting. So
I'm going to go ahead and spend a threat, increase the difficulty to 2. From that explosion, they all kind of stumbled back and are not as clumped as they were on the previous attack.
All right. So then I'll spend a momentum to give myself a 3rd die.
Okay.
Coordination and fighting is going to be a target number 14. 5, a 4, and a 16. So 2 successes. Thompson is 5 challenge die. God damn, so many 3s and 4s.
I mean, you can spend fortune to reroll damage.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. There we go. All right, that's a total of 6 damage with 3 effects.
So you can hit 2 extra people with those effects?
3.
3.
Oh, cool.
So you're going to hit 4 targets
Yeah.
with 6 damage.
Do you split that up between them, or?
No, each effect adds an extra target, and they take
Equal damage.
as
Oh, wow.
if they were targeted.
Cool.
So Pierre steps in, opens up with a Thompson, empties the magazine, so you're out of bullets.
Yep.
Mows down 4 serpent men in a flurry of bullets and blood. Turns out those scales are not armor or bullet resistant.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
4 are dead.
Wow.
2 other ones are disoriented, looking around, wondering what happened. How did they lose the arms race? Why didn't they invent guns?
Arms race, I get it.
Sven draws his
Hands
bow.
race.
And here comes Sven with a bow and arrow.
Yes. Sven draws back his bow. He aims at one of the 2 remaining... I don't know why I'm talking like Sven now, but he aims at one of the 2 remaining serpent people and targets the head.
You can't aim with a bow and arrow, of course.
Yes, I'm going to aim.
Okay. Difficulty 1.
Sven says, "Hey, you serpent fuck, say hello to my little Ven." Ven is Norwegian for friend.
Oh.
I wish I thought to say something before I shot.
Target number 13. Oh, there's a 2 and an 8. That is 2 successes.
Nice.
So you just need 1. So you can turn the other into extra damage or just bank it in momentum.
I'll do extra damage.
Get him.
So how much damage do you do altogether?
3. All right, there's a 2, a 1, a 5, and a 4. 4 doesn't count, so that's, what, 5 damage?
Yep.
The arrow catches one right in the face. It's like right in the side of the jaw where the serpent mouth comes down, and it's gurgling. The arrow's sticking out the back of its head a little bit, but it is still alive.
Well, it's time for Operle.
Oh no! I
dog.
forgot about the dog.
And his metal teeth.
So Operle psychically says,
I assume these creatures have the same anatomy as a normal human. I'm going to bite this fellow in his vas deferens.
Okay. So there's one that's fine, and one with an arrow in his head.
okay, he's going for the fine one.
Okay.
Operle's going to use his newly acquired metal jaws and bite. That's agility plus fighting, which is a 14 for Operle. Is it still difficulty 1?
Yeah, difficulty 1.
Oh lord, it's an 8 and a 20.
So you hit. If you have a complication, which I assume you're not going to spend a fortune to reroll.
Yes, Operle's going to spend one of his fortune. He has used none of his so far. So.
Okay. So reroll your 20.
It's a 20. What happened? Remember when Austin used to be the shitty one, and now he rolls good?
So roll your damage, and then we'll talk about what the 20 does.
Oh, trust me, Modifius is my best fucking friend.
Yeah. So that's 5d6 here. So that's 4 damage and 1 effect, which is piercing.
So where does Operle bite this serpent man?
In the vas deferens.
Okay. Climbs out, the serpent man's screaming, punching Operle, and Operle lets go, and the metal jaws come off, but are still attached to the serpent man.
Oh no.
So he's temporarily lost those. Next round, the 2 incredibly wounded serpent men will attack. Round 2. This time the serpent men will get to do stuff, but PCs traditionally go first. I will spend a threat. Just take that away from you guys.
Cool.
The one that got bit in the junk is really upset. He's going to attack Operle.
It's fine. We know everybody lives. Except for maybe Austin's character.
There's every chance Pierre might not make it through Atlantis.
You know what? I got a lot of threat. This guy's really mad. I'm just going to spend another one of those.
To Operle? Thought you liked him.
I do.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I don't want him to die.
Sure. What?
Well, I rolled a 20, a 17, and a 2.
Up your butt.
They like it up them. So that is a crit, but also a complication.
Is the complication he hits him with his nub instead of his hand?
So he comes after Operle with his one good serpent hand. I'm going to add an extra damage from that bonus threat he got. 6 damage and an effect. I'm going to spend a threat to make that grasping and add snare. So the effect is that Operle, he grabs up Operle, lifts him up in the air with one clawed hand. Operle is momentarily unable to act. Does Operle have a resilience?
Yes.
What is it?
1.
So if a number of effects are rolled that are equal or exceed the target's resilience, the target may not take any action in their next turn. So that would be this one. So Operle is momentarily snared, and he takes 6 damage.
Ooh.
Does he have armor? I assume not. He's a
He
dog.
did not wear his plate mail today.
Sure.
But no, he has a total of 5 stress, so he's in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So Operle is... So he takes 6, which immediately gives him an injury. His injury is clawed. And then he goes over his current stress, so he takes a 2nd.
Oh, God.
Bleeding.
Ah.
He's not out. If he takes a 3rd, he will be knocked out,
Okay.
potentially dead.
Okay.
This is dark.
This sucks, Kyle.
This serpent
I
man
don't
is
want to play
just
this fucking game anymore.
hissing in the dog's poor face.
Everybody's pissed off now.
Oh, well, super fucking pissed.
That's why they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
Right now, there's Nazis in another room looking, I can't believe they're attacking the dog. What kind of fucking assholes? Hey, we're on your guys' side now. Fuck these guys. I'm kidding, the Nazis. They're horrible.
And the war is over.
We would have done horrible things as a dog.
Meanwhile, the serpent man with Sven's arrow in his head is looking at the other guy holding the dog and thinking to himself, are we the baddies?
Yeah.
Jesus, Ted, it's a dog. And you guys go next. Which one of you would like to act first? Except Operle, he's snared this turn.
Sarah's fucking pissed. She's going after him.
Reasonable. I knew there was going to come a time when the dog was hurt and possibly dead. I just didn't know it was going to be this fast.
Yeah. Sarah pulls out her infield service revolver and aims at the guy who just attacked Operle.
Now, the serpent people have a trait that didn't apply when they were surprised. It's called elusive. Ranged attacks against them are difficulty increased by 1.
Okay.
So this one starts moving into the shadows in one of the side corridors, dragging Operle with it. So it's difficulty 2 to shoot it at this range.
Okay, I'm going to spend a momentum to get an extra die here.
Okay.
And I'm going to aim as well. The quality on this pistol is reliable.
So you ignore the first complication.
Okay, my target number was 14, and I rolled 3 successes. And would this be close quarters?
Yes.
Okay, she has a focus in that, so it's 4 successes.
I mean, this is a big room for an underground room.
Yeah.
It's not Madison Square Garden.
Right, okay.
So, Corey, that's 2 momentum. I assume you want to put that toward damage.
Yeah, I want to kill him.
Okay.
Well, he's already injured.
He is.
Okay.
He's taking 4 hit points.
Okay.
You want to just use 1 momentum?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we'll bank the other. Okay, so that'll be 5d6. That's 4 damage and 2 effect.
You can describe how he is dispatched.
Sarah's not happy about her companion, Operle, being murdered, but seemingly, or dangerously injured.
He goes, woo.
I don't like that. So she basically runs over, sticks the pistol in the serpent mouth, like upwardly, and fires 3 bullets through the top of his head, and then turns her arm downwards to fire down his throat towards the heart.
Sure.
And fires 3 more bullets.
To be sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 in each lung and 1 in the heart.
Yeah, elude that.
Yeah.
He is killed.
I see.
He relinquishes Operle,
Ah.
who huddles down and whimpers.
Guess what, Mr. Serpent? Sven also has a shotgun. Sven says to the one with the arrow in his head.
Well, it is his turn, unless you would like to spend a momentum to take the turn.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
So Sven pulls out his Ithaca shotgun. Its salvo is intense. Its qualities are bane and debilitate.
Okay, Todd, he's got 1 hit point. I feel like, yeah, that's going to do it. If you hit him, he's difficulty 2.
And Sven has a focus in rifles, which is the focus of the shotgun. So we're going with a target number.
Right now, somewhere, a gun nut
13.
is going, shotguns aren't a rifle.
Right.
I'll allow it. It's fine.
That is 2 2s.
Hey.
Nice. So,
So that
4
generates
successes.
4 successes. That generates how many momentum?
2.
2.
Sven pumps the shotgun, sticks it right against the chest of the serpent man. He pulls the trigger, and as he begins to, blows a hole in him, but just before the serpent man falls backward, Sven reaches in and rips his heart out
Ooh.
and holds it aloft.
And the serpent man gurgles, I'm an organ donor.
And then he puts it, he's going to let Operle eat it when he feels better.
Aw.
The serpent men are slain. Quiet falls over this part of the ancient Meta Romuli. And almost looking at you expectantly is this sculpted human head in the wall with the glowing red eyes. Well, they glowed when a serpent man stuck his head in.
Yeah. So Sarah says, I may not have all the fancy book learning of you guys, but we know one thing about this. It hates hands. So, logically, let's try putting a foot in there.
Sven is going to use his talent of bizarre insight. I can generate a threat to obtain information from the GM.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of... There's a circle of Atlantean symbols around the head in the wall.
Is there any obvious thing that on this head or near it that would clue us in how we get past it?
It basically says, only ye of Atlantean blood may enter this hallowed ground.
Does anyone have Atlantean blood?
I think it says, speak friend and enter. Melon.
Far down one of the adjoining halls, there's a wizard and a bunch of hobbits, and one of them goes, say melon. And their door opens, and they go into Moria.
Happy to help. So does anybody have Atlantean blood on them?
Well, I'm Canadian.
Close enough. Stick a hand in there.
So here's a question.
Sure.
The lizard folk are definitely, you said they're enemies of the Atlanteans.
Yeah.
I want to say, did Patton actually tell us Atlantis was like a precursor to our civilization?
He did.
So we all have Atlantean blood. Pierre steps forward
I'm 1/8.
and shoves his left...
My great meemaw, full-blooded.
Not everybody's going to get that joke, but...
Pierre steps forward and shoves his left hand into the opening.
So you feel something close around your wrist.
Uh-oh.
A moment, the eyes flare red and then blue.
Ooh.
The mouth opens and just keeps opening. There's a heavy thunk, and the wall recedes and splits into double doors.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wasn't sure that was going to fucking work.
I was kind of hoping it wouldn't.
And beyond is a chamber illuminated by the reflected glow from phosphorescent fungi and both the veins of crystal running through the cavern walls and from the surface of what appears to be a lake at the chamber's heart. There's something a bit unsettling about the cavern's walls. Besides the strange blotches of glimmering mold, there are ancient patterns and crude symbols painted or carved on the rock. At the center of the lake is a sculpture that bears an uncanny resemblance to the Fountain of Triton in the Piazza Barberini, but far, far older and vaguely sinister. 4 grotesque, uncomfortably alien dolphins rise from the shallow water, each pointing in a cardinal direction. Their splayed-out tails form the support for a massive, upright clamshell. In one side of the clam is carved into the familiar ripples you could expect. The other has a face staring back at you. And as you enter, this begins to open. As it opens fully, gently spinning, a foot or so above the shell is a beautiful golden crystal shot through with blue veins, carved into the form of a rounded shield surrounded by a gleaming red metal and glass mount in the shape of a female warrior, approximately 2 feet tall. This reminds Sven of Greek depictions of Pallas Athena, but she is not quite the same, though you're not sure why. This is most definitely, of course, the Clypeus.
Guys, we found a Calliope.
Well, I guess we can just hop right up there and take that, I'm sure. I'm sure it's fine.
Not so fast. Can Sven read any of the markings that are...
No, while you've started to understand some of the ancient Atlantean symbology, you can't. It's very difficult to read it.
Okay.
Pierre's going to use his bizarre insight and see if he can get any kind of instinctive feel for how the shield is presented, if it's booby-trapped, I guess, in any way, or something like that.
Guys, you left me behind out here. I'm bleeding.
Oh, shit.
So I'm going to take a threat, because that's how Bizarre Insight works, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And what you have to do is pick it up.
Okay.
No, it's not booby trapped. That was the getting into the chamber is the difficult part.
Okay. Get it.
So Pierre approaches with his crowbar and tests it to see if he can pick the shield up.
It picks up quite easily.
All righty.
All right, let's go.
Let's go check on the puppy.
Yes, we need to tend to my dog.
I have a skill in medicine.
Veterinary medicine?
Well, first aid.
Sure.
So just in terms of like stopping bleeding and stuff like that.
Well, Sven has a medicine skill. The Blessings of Fire.
Oh, yeah. Give that a shot there, bud.
Bless my dog.
Okay, let me tell you what this does. It's a ward spell. The spell immediately removes stress equal to the caster's power from all allies within close range.
Cool.
In addition, any defeated allies within close range immediately recover as well.
Yeah, do that.
However, there's a flaw. Now, if I'm not successful, would it then turn into a flawed spell? Is that how that works, Kyle?
I believe so.
So,
But it can't raise the dead, right?
I don't think so. It said the flawed version of the spell removes stress from all creatures within close range, not just allies. But the serpent people are all dead. I mean, it won't raise them from the dead.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see how many complications
How
we roll.
about we just use a first aid kit?
Does anybody have one?
Yeah, there's actually one in Operle's sack.
You mean
okay, cool.
backpack?
you don't want to
let's-
fight undead lizard men
I'm
raised
good.
by foul Norse magic?
Okay, yep.
So, if I use that first aid kit, my insight and medicine target number would be 13. And I'm going to spend a momentum just to make sure this fucking takes.
Spend them all. We're done.
That's true. Hey, Kyle, what's my target number?
It's 2.
Okay. Rolling 4. It's a 16, a 1, so 1 crit, 11, and 4. So 3 successes.
Yay.
So that'll heal his injuries. I'll have to refer. I think I'll take care of them all. I mean, this is the end of the adventure, so.
Okay.
There you go. That's a good boy.
I thank you, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
So the 4 of you escape back to Lou Costello's house and report in to Senior Agent Bussy. The Clypeus is placed in a very secure metal case, and that is put inside a crate and is immediately arranged to be shipped back to New York.
So, another successful adventure for the Majestics.
I'm going to go for a swim.
But you guys are hustled onto a plane. Agent Bussy says, there's a problem in Egypt.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I guess not. I guess I'm going to the opposite of water.
Dun, dun, dun. But that is the end of this arc of Shadows of Atlantis. We'll
Yay.
likely return to it to finish out this campaign. I think we're going to play through the whole Shadows of Atlantis campaign. It's been
This is
really
a lot of fun.
I like it
great.
a lot.
But right now, you guys get XP.
Yay.
Kick ass.
Yeah, some bitches. So this is going to cover all the sessions we've had. So when we go through these categories, try to think back over cool stuff you've done. What PCs distinguish themselves through outstanding and conspicuous acts of bravery, gallantry, or heroism?
Operle.
Yeah, well, Operle. I think we're all going to vote for that.
Yeah, and Pierre, breaking into the bookstore and all that was good.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
Pierre
brave.
also stuck his hand in the
That was
giant
brave.
head. That's pretty good.
So that's 2 incidents. So also you get 20 XP, and
Okay.
Operle gets 10. So has any PC been seriously wounded during the course of their duties?
Operle.
Yeah, that's 5.
And then
Well,
Sven
Took a
also
Yeah.
took an injury.
So that's 5, Todd. Has the PC found an innovative or novel solution to problems encountered?
I think our sneaking through the camp in order to get Lucretia out was pretty
Was that-
resourceful.
I mean, that was the smart approach.
Well,
What
and-
about Sven's miming?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I'll say this. I think Operle could get a little bit more XP for mentally tethering us all while we did that.
that was smart.
innovative.
That was innovative. I would say using the dog to smell out the serpent med down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This would really be innovative, not innovative or novel, like nonsense. Like sneaking it's
Yeah.
good to sneak into a prison camp.
Yes.
But
it's
that's true.
good-
That was
it's-
just more
yeah.
successful than...
Yeah.
Mime is innovative.
Again,
Sven was pretty good about helping us get out of the catacombs once the lizard folk attack started. Serpent folk attack.
Yeah, with the hammer of
started.
Thor.
That was pretty
yeah,
novel.
Using it to cause a distraction rather than just do damage was probably a novel approach. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 XP. Thank you. Pierre masqueraded as a Nazi guard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Though that probably also falls into the next category, willing to sacrifice their well-being or put themselves at risk for the good of the group.
Yeah, that's more in that realm, I think.
So that was highly dangerous, so I'll say that's 10 XP.
Oh, cool.
Of course, that's also wrapped up in sneaking into a prison camp.
Once again, doing mime for Nazis
Sure,
is definitely taking your life into your own hand.
there's some risk. You can have 5 XP for
Thank
being
you.
a mime, Todd.
Sarah got Pasquino out kind of all by herself.
Yeah, that was really dangerous.
Okay.
So yeah, that's 10 XP
Okay.
because it's better than being a mime.
And she adopted Operle in the first place. She gets something for that.
Fair point. No XP. Was there anything particularly adept or enjoyable about role playing of a character? I mean, Sven is always fun, so that's 5 XP.
I think Operle is another contender for that.
Yeah, I mean, Operle's just the best.
He attacked a lot of testicles.
He's a good boy. 5 XP.
Okay.
I was pretty happy with the amount of espionage we got to successfully undertake this time around.
Yeah, this was a lot of spy stuff.
I'm kind of, and that kind of like fell right into to Austin's wheelhouse there. So I mean, a lot of that stuff and like what we were going to do, our plans and everything, kind of came from Austin. So I think,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, the tranking everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
That's
didn't kill
5
any
XP.
cops, really.
I mean, one of them was allergic to anesthetic, so he's dead.
That cop's still laying in the shop.
The people above him, did you smell anything? I just get a smell every now and then. I don't know. It's fine. There's a war on. Okay, did any PC go above and beyond the Call of Duty in any aspect of their performance?
I mean, really, Pierre put himself in the most danger in this session. I mean, he
went down
broke into the shop. He
Right.
went into the caverns. He broke into the Nazi camp. He stuck his hand in the mouth.
He went down into the dig site with 50 Nazi troopers,
Yes.
an SS officer,
Lizard men.
an undead professor, and an Italian archaeologist.
Yes.
So that's definitely worth 5.
Thanks, you guys.
Did you permanently defeat a major adversary, NPC, or recurring nemesis? No.
No.
I guess you could have tried to take out Roscoff Smythe, but the Nazis really never knew you guys were here.
Yeah.
They're going to figure it out when they find the holding room of the Clypeus and it's fucking empty.
Right. Dog fur everywhere.
Why is that dog food? Those fucking bastards. No. How challenging the mission was? This is from 5 to 20 XP. I'm going to say 15.
Okay.
Sweet.
So we all get that?
Yeah, everybody gets that. And we'll do character progression before the next Shadows of Atlantis arc, which will probably be a little while. We've got a lot of games in the hopper.
Yeah.
Now, rules as written, for those of you following along at home, you're supposed to award XP at the end of each session, and people can advance their characters once after a session. We don't do that. We just do it at the end of the adventure, and they can spend it however much they want, because we're not playing this week to week. If you're playing it week to week, I would recommend doing it that way.
Yeah.
But man, that was good. I really like Shadows of Atlantis so far.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm really loving this. Achtung, Cthulhu has worked its way up to being my favorite game.
Right now they just came out with a new campaign book for North Africa, The Serpent and the Sands, which I really, really want to get. It's hard for me to justify getting it because I know we won't get to play it for a while, but I just want it. I'm probably just going to get it for me because it looks really, really cool. And obviously there's more snake people. And who doesn't love shooting those bastards?
Yeah, fuck them.
scaly bastards.
Because, that is the subtitle on that is Resist the Rise of a New Ophidian Empire. So if you're into killing snake dudes, check that out. Snake people. There are snake women.
Yeah,
Sure.
Anyway, thank you for listening to Bastard Quest. Thank you for being a Patreon member. If you were and you were featured, there were a number of them in this arc.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah, just thanks for listening in general. And thanks to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond.
100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah.
Do not stick your hand in anything.
In the urinal for sure.
Right.
Yeah, they've had a problem with that.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed the ride.
Yep.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
Austin.
Nicht auf